On episode 210 of the 40 Plus Fitness Podcast, I'm going to share my boogeyman with you and let you know kind of what's going on inside my head sometimes while I'm trying to run 40 Plus Fitness, Forever Fitness, and do everything else. You can find the full show notes for this episode at 40plusfitnesspodcast.com/210. Have you decided you're ready to make a change? To reclaim your health and fitness? The 40 Plus Fitness Podcast is here for you. I'm your host, Alan Meisner. I'm an NSAM certified personal trainer with a specialization in corrective exercise and fitness nutrition. Let me be your coach as you find your way on your health and fitness journey. All right, let's go. As you can probably tell from the intro, this is going to be a slightly different episode from what I've done in the past. Partly psychobabble, partly self-talk, and just really some evaluation of myself as I've kind of gone through the past few weeks, just thinking through some things. This episode of the podcast is going to go live February 1st, which is the day before my 51st birthday. And, as I was kind of going through thinking about life, thinking about a lot of different things, it just sort of hit me that I'm falling short on a lot of things that I don't need to be falling short of. And maybe I'm excelling at some things that I shouldn't actually be doing at all. So I'm going to take a little bit of time today and kind of walk through this. And, I guess as I get into it, the thing I've shared, and I know I've shared this a few times, but I'll get into a little bit more detail today, is my boogeyman is stress and anxiety. And I know that I self-inflict a lot of that stress on myself because I want to do so much and I want to do it very, very well. I'm not someone who is satisfied with a half-done job. I want to do it very well, and I want to do it quickly, and I want to do it, the best. I want to be perfect. And one of the things that I've been doing as I've been launching Forever Fitness, the challenges, the Surefire Results programs, I've obviously been looking out at what my peers in the industry are doing. And, I see their sites, I see them, and I see me, and I realize very quickly that, I've got, 10 or maybe 20 years on some of them. I shouldn't look exactly like them, but I want to, and I want to have that same image that they're able to project on their websites, on their Facebook. I want to be able to do that, and sometimes I fall short of that. And it really is one of those struggles that I have internally because it's something that I find myself now as a fitness person trying to do this podcast, trying to do the online training and everything else. I find myself doing this more and more. So a few things that I've really kind of, meditated on, for a lack of a better word, but spent a lot of time thinking about over the course of the last week has set me up to do this podcast. And one of the things that, and again, this is not about you, this is about me. This is just Alan talking to Alan at this point. But it really is something I hope that you can take away from this conversation I'm going to have with myself. Some value in that nobody is perfect. And we have to recognize that as a fact to start with. And I'll kind of go through kind of a few areas where my brain went, and some of it's a little cliche, I admit, but there's a reason that there's a cliche. There's a reason that it's been repeated many, many times, and that's because there's elements of truth in it. And so I want you, as I go through these, to really be thinking about if they apply to you or not. And if not, well, I'll see you next time. But I do hope you'll stick around and listen. So the first thing I realized was that I was comparing myself to other people. And that's big mistake number one. It's always going to be a mistake. You walk into the gym or you look on a website and you see someone and you start comparing yourself to them, you've lost from the start, because there's always going to be someone better than you, someone bigger than you, someone stronger than you. But there's also going to be many, many people that are weaker than you, that are not bigger than you, that are not better than you. And so you have to be very careful about that comparison game and realizing that I only need to compare myself with me. That's the only person I'm here to compete with. That's the only person that I really have to worry about. And I created the hashtag Better Me Tomorrow for the branding Forever Fitness. And you've probably seen me use it on some of the Facebook posts, some of the Twitter posts. I try to use it consistently. I'm not that great at the hashtag thing. Kind of came in after my wave of internet use. for the most part, but I do know what they are and I do know what they mean. And so I use the hashtag BetterMeTomorrow because that's there to remind folks that by making small efforts today, you'll be better tomorrow. And I think that's where I need to keep my head every time I start looking at what someone else is doing and trying to compare myself to that, because that's not working for me. It's not working for me at all. It's the stress and anxiety boogeyman that I have. Man, he just flares up during those periods of time. And me being a perfectionist, that just doesn't help. It's really kind of a double-edged sword where I'm beating myself and cutting myself at the same time. And it's not working for me. So I have to remind myself on a fairly regular basis that I'm competing against me and not competing against them. And then the second life lesson out of all this thing is that I have to remember that this is a journey and not a destination. I see an image of someone and I say, okay, I like the way that looks on their website. They look healthy, they look fit, they look wonderful. And then I see myself doing a video and I say, okay, here I am demonstrating a squat, or here I am demonstrating a burpee like I did for the challenges. And I wanted to do that in my kitchen. And one of the reasons I wanted to do that in my kitchen was to clearly demonstrate to folks that you don't have to go to the gym to make things happen. I can do those challenges right there in my kitchen, which in fact I did the demonstration videos right there. But looking at those videos and saying, okay, well, I don't look like the fitness professional that I see on this other page that's doing a very similar thing. But I have to stop with that and say, okay, well, but I'm on a journey, okay? And I'm at a different point in my journey than they might be. And I'm not ever going to get to a point where I can just say, I'm done. I've had images taken that I've used on the website and otherwise that I'm very, very happy about. And I've had images taken and videos taken that I'm not really happy about. And so I just have to know that each day I have to just keep kind of working toward it, because it's a journey and I need to take a step. And I need to realize that in the long range, a step back, which I might take from time to time, taking a break or just, maybe I just want to sit down and have a couple beers and watch a football game. But in doing that, I may be taking a step back, but I'm not out of the race. The journey's not done. And so I don't have to think of myself as finished. I just have to realize that, okay, I took a little detour on my journey. I may have enjoyed that detour. It was a scenic route. And then now I'm going to go and get back on track and do some things. So I think that's the second lesson that I really kind of have taken from all this. Now, the third lesson that I've taken from this is that I need to seek joy. I've been working really, really hard for about the last 6 months. And I have begun in the last 2 months to take a little bit more time off and just not work. And I did that over the Christmas break. I actually went an entire day without logging onto my computer. How cool is that? That never happens. But I need to do more of that. I need to start looking for the things that bring me joy. And so in the coming months, I've got trips planned, I've got races planned, I've got things planned that are more joy-based than business-based or fitness-based. And I'm going to keep doing that as a function of recuperating and resting and kind of de-stressing as I go forward. And I just need to remember to seek joy. And then the other lesson in here before I close out is that I need to stay with my why. And, I've explained on here before, my why is my unborn grandchildren. It's my children. It's my wife. It's the family that I want to be around for a very long, long time, even after I'm working. And so I need to know and keep my eye focused on, this is my why. My why is not to look like the other individual on the website. My why is not to, be the best demonstrator of the burpee. And I was not the best demonstrator of the burpee, but I could demonstrate it, which is more than a lot of people my age might be able to do. But I have to look at my why and say, okay, well, me being able to do a burpee tells me I would have no problem playing with my grandchildren. My grandchildren wanted me on the floor and then I needed to get up. Well, I'm that individual that can do that. So I'm on track with my why. And I just have to realize that that's really why I'm in this game. That's really what's going on here. And so it's not about this perfection thing. And so that's where I kind of came up with the title of this thing, is that, nobody is perfect. And a lot of what I see, what you see on the internet, you see the Facebook, I call it the Facebook face. Everybody has a wonderful Facebook face. It's made up, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. Very few people are posting the truly negative, horrible things that they feel and that are going on in their lives, they may use it as an opportunity to, ask for you to pray for them or, to be a part of their grieving and things like that. That happens, yes. But if you look at how an individual presents themselves on the internet, they're typically trying to present themselves in their best light. Most people, that is. So I have to recognize that what I'm seeing isn't their day to day. They have good days, they have bad days. I have good days, I have bad days. And that's just all a part of it. Nobody is perfect. And so kind of on a recap of my lessons for the week as I've gone through this self-exploration as I get close to my 51st birthday, it's me versus me and not me versus them. I have to really focus on me and what I can change and what I can do, and not so much on what they've accomplished and what they do. I have to recognize that this is a journey and not a destination. So a detour or an issue is not complete game over for me. Until it's game over and they're tossing dirt on the box, I'm able to do and change things. I'm able to make myself better, and I have to focus on that. I have to go for joy. I have to spend more time focused on the things that I enjoy that are part of making life great. That's going to help me get through the stressful times all that much faster. And then I have to keep focused on my why. And I've explained that. My why's my children, my grandchildren, my wife, and I want to be there for them. So I need to do the things that are necessary to do that. And so kind of wrapping all of these up, that's my lesson for today. I wanted to share this with you. I had something else prepared that I was going to do for this episode. But as I got into this week and started thinking about recording that episode, this was in my head, this was top of mind, and I really felt like I needed to get this out there so that you understood where I am, what's going on in my head, and just recognize I'm human too. I'm just as fallible as everybody else, and everybody else is just as fallible as me. And we're in this together as a part of 40 Plus Fitness, and I'm excited and happy that you are here. And if you're still listening, thank you. I really do appreciate that you give me your ear, you give me your time 3 times a week. And I hope that you're taking something valuable out of this. And if you know someone else that's kind of struggling right now and they just don't seem like they're hitting on all cylinders, and you think this episode would help them out, please do share it with them. I think there's some value in the lessons that I went through this week, and I wanted to share them with you. And if you know someone that could benefit from them, I would hope that you'd share it with them. Next time on the 40 Plus Fitness podcast, we meet Greg Admonson and discuss his book, Fire Breather Fitness. Until then, have a happy and healthy day.